Whoa. Crazy. So, for those of you who are new here, we got a bit of a new setup. I actually have a real computer, which I'm staring at right now that you can't see. But a new computer, new webcam. I literally just got this today in preparation for this chapter because, one, I was borrowing a friend's and I didn't want to mooch off of him forever. And two, because I think it looks pretty awesome. Now, I'm still setting up stuff in the back, as you can see. I think it looks pretty clean, so I'd like to see that as well. I got some lighting stuff, so we got more normal lighting. We got gamer lighting. We have sci-fi lighting. Now, I think this is pretty clean. We got the red and the blue. You know, some sort of creepypasta reader energy, but I'm not going to do that. And then we have the one, but it's a bit harsher. I think the blending of the two, the red and the white, makes it, my face not as Casper the Ghost-like. So we're going to stick with that for these. And yeah, I am genuinely really excited for this stuff that's happening right now. We're at Vegapunk. This is my agenda. This is all I've wanted in One Piece for a really long time. So hoping, fingers crossed that this one isn't Vegapunk because, the number 2 thing, could be a Battle Frankie 37 type deal. That'd be cool. But if there's only 2 Vegapunks, I feel like that would be kind of, I'm hoping for more, because Vegapunk is Vegapunk. They've got to have a lot of stuff up their sleeve, and I feel like if it's just Vegapunk and then Vegapunk number 2, that'd be kind of like, really, a bit of a missed opportunity, I guess. I'm trying to think of what else I'm expecting for this chapter. We have Bonney stuff, so we're probably going to get some Kuma stuff, maybe some reveal about Kuma and Bonnie's connection. That'd be really cool. More Bonney stuff in general, maybe what her crew is up to. That'd be really cool as well. And I'm trying to think, what else do I really expect to happen in this chapter? We're definitely going to see the confrontation between the Straw Hats and that Vegapunk thing. We don't know if it is Vegapunk yet. I assume it isn't. I still think Vegapunk's going to be a Mr. House kind of deal. Someone super old, super mysterious. Again, the Sarazawa thing, really, really hoping this is possible, because this is my baby. This is my theory. So if this comes true, that'd be phenomenal. But all right, felt like a month since the last chapter drop. It's felt like a while, genuinely. I don't know why it's felt so long. For me, there's been some other stuff I've been into. Today has been huge. I got, the Owl House is coming back next week. I'm incredibly excited about that. And we get this phenomenal trailer today for Comic-Con, so that was pretty cool. And, I've just been keeping my mind active with a lot of other stuff. But unfortunately, the weather here for the past week has been awful. So time has felt really slow in my head. But besides that, there's other stuff I read. And, well, none of it really compares to this, honestly. But, But without all that out of the way, let's get into this. I watched all of Bleach, finished Pun Pun's last chapter. That's crazy. You're kind of built different for that one. Has it only been like 2 weeks, though, since the last one? I feel like it hasn't been super long. So I'm hoping there is no... Well, I mean, depending on what's in here, there might be a break, honestly, because it could be Vegapunk. Oh, man. This could be just a boatload of fun. All right. I just got onto TCB right now. Here we go. 2 weeks, yeah. Okay. Adventure in the Land of Science. Okay, so this is going to be a cool world-building chapter. All right, cool. Love to see it. Maybe we'll get some of that info I talked about, but world-building, that's great. Meaning maybe other Vegapunk creature invention thingies. Okay. And we got the Germa cover story. Meanwhile, in Chocolate Town, Cacao Island, it looks frozen. It does look frozen. So this has me thinking maybe Kuzan, maybe. Obviously, we can't see it. I think it's ice. I'm going to assume it's ice, And if it is ice, maybe Blackbeard went here. You know, a lot of people theorize this is what Blackbeard's after, but that's not necessarily true now because the Boa Hancock thing. I assume Boa Hancock's what he's after. But then that leads to the question of why, if this is Kuzan, why is Kuzan here? Is Kuzan working with Blackbeard for real? You know, personally, I don't think so at all. I think he's with Sword. No. I had like a huge brain fart, and I was like, oh my god, was the guy in Sword here? Kuzan could definitely be here, considering how close Sword is to Egghead and Hachinosu. That's true. That is true. Because I think he's in Sword, you know. He's too good of a person to not be just working with Blackbeard. If he has some ulterior motive. Okay, but let's get into the chapter. Okay, we're just right after the next one. This is exactly what I wanted. Vegapunk? The Vegapunk? What a frat. Okay, so Fracas, that's definitely the girl talking. Vegapunk, you're like my role model. Oh, this is cool. I killed 2 years in your hometown. I killed 2 years? Oh, I killed, duh. Like, he spent 2 years there. I killed 2 years in your hometown, Baltimore. After going through your lab, there's still a load of stuff I didn't get a chance to look into. It's the giant mech of my dreams. And that's Sanji, probably? Yeah. Just how, it could be Usopp talking. Just how many times bigger than the General Frankie is that? I can't wait to show Luffy and Chopper. What a stunning lady. Yeah. Oh, so it's Sanji because mech of his dreams, of course. Translation this week is a little shaky. Okay, good to know. I'll keep that in mind if anything kind of weird shows up again. Vegapunk. Well, this is clearly not Vegapunk, but Vegapunk's thing. Just a moment. This is the first time I've ever heard of Vegapunk being a woman. And she looks far too young. Vegapunk has been active for many years. Naturally. Who said this was the main Stella body? You're looking at Punk 02, Vegapunk Lilith. Okay, so this is like a squad. This is like a squad of Vegapunks. Like some... I made a comparison in the last chapter. This looks like some serious, like... I don't know how to describe it. Like Power Rangers, like old school mecha anime stuff. And the O2 is what really like cued me. Like, oh, this is a squad. But this is cool. I like this. In any case, we always run through our research funds in a jiffy, so we'll be able to we'll allow you to skedaddle if you relinquish your valuables. I like the way she talks. It's so weird. What? These waters are chilly enough without you being cold too. Oh, that's fun. You just fished us out. What kind of rescue do you call this? Are you deaf? This is not a rescue. Trespassing on these waters is nigh impossible. Resist and they will sink you without question. We got these like weird creature things coming out of the water. Take a gander at the weaponized sea beasts. These are crazy. This one's a giraffe. Yeah, this is, again, like the really old school anime kind of stuff that I was like kind of going off on in the last chapter. This one's funny. It's like a reindeer. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's not like some kind of symbolism, at least. Ah, they just popped out. Weaponized sea beast? That's rad. Yeah, but my fear is overwhelming my awe. That's awesome. Oh, the bear. The bear is like looming down, and Zoro's just doing a menacing look. They're getting a Dendemushi call. Lilith, what are you doing? Why do you always insist on looting? Have some pride as a scientist. Shaka, put your sock in it. Can your infernal pride keep the lights on? Cool. They're the Straw Hat Pirates, a newly dubbed Emperor crew. A newly dubbed Emperor crew probably is not going to meekly surrender. Precisely. They must have a heap of treasure stashed away. Even so, you've made a foolish blunder. Blunder? I have them surrounded. Don't underestimate them. Look at the swordsman. Oh, Zoro's ready, bro. Zoro's ready. Surprised the world government takes advantage of the Vega Force. They're basically mechanized sea kings. Oh, I agree. Yeah, this seems super broken. Like, the thing I was getting into, again, in the last, I'm going to keep talking about, in the last chapter, because it's a direct, continuation, is all these sort of weaponized sea beast things. I feel like Vegapunk's really trying to find the devil fruit, like the will of Zoan devil fruits, specifically with the shark one, where it's like, oh, it seems like I can't control the will of it. So it probably made a shark mech thing and then gave it a shark devil fruit, but then the shark devil fruit sort of took over. At least that's how I view it. So maybe all these other sea beast things, even though they're modeled like these animals, aren't actually like organically these animals, if that makes sense. However, a lot of these do look pretty organic. Like this lion one looks pretty organic. The giraffe one, however, not at all. Not even close. Okay, so back to Zoro. That's Pirate Hunter Zoro. His bounty is 1.111 billion. See how calm he is? He knows you're in range for him to end you in an instant. Oh, that's fire. The same goes for Devil Child Nico Robin back there. Yeah, let's go, Robin. Let's go. She's getting the clout she deserves. But what can they do against all these sea beasts? They're strong, can appraise their prey, and prioritize the most essential targets first. You should have been more cautious. Those imbeciles around me lulled me into a false sense of security. Confound it. I was careless. Hey, Vegapunk. There's something I want from you, so you better play nice. Got it. Let's go, Zoro. Let's go. Objects that... do you really think any of these are like lasso and elephant sword objects that you don't... Yeah, that's what I'm saying exactly. I think a lot of these are just robots, and Vegapunk gave them... the robots are obviously modeled after the animals. Like, the shark one was obviously not a shark. It was like a robot shark. Like, it was a mechanical shark, and it was given a shark devil fruit. And that's why it acted like a shark. That's what I'm thinking, you know? That's at least the thought process I have. That this is all like an experiment to try and find the will of devil fruits and how it, I guess how it kind of works in general. Okay. No matter. Bring them here. I have an interest in that crew. Okay, so this is number 1. This is Vegapunk number 1. So I'm thinking, since now this is Vegapunk number 1, but this is not Vegapunk. Clearly this is a Vegapunk. Unless it is, because their face isn't showing. But it's like, I don't know. What I'm really thinking about is... Oh, okay. As of this chapter, the old man voice is only really evident with Lilith. That's kind of cool, because Lilith is obviously a very old-timey name. I don't know if any of these other people are going to get named. This one's named Shaka. That's not old, necessarily. I have an interest in that crew. So these people are interested in the Straw Hats. Why? Why is this one in specific, which is known as Logic? I guess that's like a code name, or maybe... I don't know. It's just Logic here in a very different font. The Lilith one, I don't think had a thing like that. Yeah, it didn't. So. Not really sure what this means. Excuse me. Okay. No matter. Bring them here. I have an interest in that crew. So this Vegapunk seems to be interested in the Straw Hats. Now, I'm wondering why. Perhaps it has to do with, I don't know, maybe Chopper, probably Luffy, because Luffy has this Gear 5th thing, and it's all about imagination, and clearly Vegapunk, with all these crazy machines, is incredibly imaginative as well. So it's probably Luffy, probably being able to use the Nika fruit to make things. That's at least what I assume. Okay. Luffy and Bonney. Okay. So you've been here before? Yeah, when I was a kid. It was still a pretty run-of-the-mill lab at that time, though. So how come you came back? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, probably... Oh, and Frankie, too, yeah. But Luffy and Chopper was the thought I had. Frankie, I don't know if it's about Frankie, unless it's for the Frankie Shogun, which would be really cool. So how come you came back? Okay, so Bonney came here when she was a kid. Which is weird, because we don't know when Bonney was a kid, because we don't even know how old Bonney is. Unless this is, hypothetically, how old she is. Or the Sunny itself as well. Good point. I'm here for answers. I'll have that bastard's life if I don't like what I hear. Huh? Vegapunk's the one who turned my dad into a... Okay. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. I just recently saw a tweet, I think a few weeks ago. It was after the chapter, the last chapter came out, and it was talking about how originally Bonney had a beef with Vegapunk about her dad, and there was no real confirmation. It was like a super early draft idea for the character. So the kid form is her original form. See, I don't know. I don't even know. This is the problem with Bonney. We don't even know how old Bonney even is at this point. So yeah, this is crazy. This is really cool. It's not. Oh yeah, Vegapunk's the one who turned my dad into a cyborg, and that's Chopper probably because it's the Chopper font. Whoa, that's awesome. It's not. He's completely lost a sense of self. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. He's nothing but a living weapon now. Awesome. And they're clueless probably, and they don't even know who he is. Well, Luffy and Chopper, but Jinbei is probably like, oh my god. That's awful. Yeah, it's unforgivable. Sorry, Bogey. It's Bonney. Yeah, Bonney. That's awesome. We made it to the surface. Well, let's track down some grub. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I ran into Sabo at Marie Joie. Whatever, I can spill the beans later. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted right there. I knew they were going to get together because they both cared about Kuma, but she probably has a message for Luffy from Sabo, or maybe from Dragon, something like that. That'd be awesome. Okay, now we're getting like this weird reveal, and it's like a super, like, I don't even know how to describe it. There's like a fidget spinner. It's like a super kitty. That's a Mario block. There's a game, yeah, it's like a super kitty kind of thing. There's like a Mario block. There's a game controller. This is really crazy. This is like some stuff you'd expect to see in like a movie, like a One Piece movie, because it just doesn't feel like this is a thing. This is cool though. What is all this stuff? Is that a giant robot? A space monster? Coincidentally, there's this massive... Okay, so I'm not gonna be that guy. But like, there's a giant monster. There's a giant like lizard monster. Like, I don't wanna say it, but like, I know, a specific character, who's very involved with giant monsters, specifically like space monsters, and like things with like these really grand, destructive abilities, and they're specifically monsters. Maybe even like the king of monsters. So that's fascinating. That's really fascinating that showed up right there. Okay. There's all sorts of things up there. Okay. What in the world? Oh, that's Jinbei. This really feels like the beginning of a pre-time skip arc. Oh, definitely. This is like, it's because we weren't expected to go here. Like, this is the reason why. Because like for every arc post time skip, it's like, okay, we're going to Fishman Island. We knew that. For Punk Hazard, we didn't know we were going there, so that was a bit of a wild ride as well. But then Dressrosa, we knew we were going there. Zoe, we knew they were going there. Whole Cake, we knew they were going there. Wano, we knew they were going there. But this is wild. Like, it's so different from everything post time skip so far. I'll be back after I take one for a ride. One of them, meaning robot or space monster, is breathing. The space monster is breathing a breath. I'm just saying. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but like, this is a space monster thing that's breathing with a flame breath sort of ability. I'm just saying. Hey, we're infiltrating this place, remember? Take care, Luffy. And so Luffy's flinging himself up to the space monster, and he gets eaten by the space monster, which is clearly not going to be a big deal. And it's not. Yeah, he just... Wait, what the It's like a weird banana thing. I didn't even notice. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, what if it's related to the Banana Gators from Alabasta? And that's how it got this weird mutated thing. Like, he took the lineage factor or DNA or whatever, from one of those and put him into this thing. We got a Mecha Godzilla. Now we need Mecha Ghidorah. See? Oh, so Luffy, like, plops through the thing, I guess? I don't know what happened. You okay, Luffy? I thought I got swallowed, but... Whoa, is that a giant parfait? There's cookies and fruits, too. Look at all the cream. Thanks for the meal. Hold you guys. Why would they leave food lying around? This has to be a trap. And then they just... Can't really tell what's happening here. They miss it completely. What the? We went right through... Oh, it's a hologram, probably. Went right through it. How can we see it but not touch it? It's so cruel to make us hungry like that. Oh, dear. Oh, crap. Did we die earlier and not notice? There's no way we're ghosts. I've never seen one before, but this parfait must be a hologram. What the hell is that? That ticks me off. And it's funny. He's so angry that his hair is starting to look like sort of fire. It's awesome. It's a 3D image made of light. You see him in comics and science fiction stuff. It's just an image. Okay, so this is cool. This is really fascinating. That Bonney straight up said some science fiction stuff. Really cool. Why does Vegapunk have a bunch of holograms always active? Maybe to hide something, you know? Oh, that space monster. That's why I went right through it. The giant robot must be one too. No one can make something like that. I don't know. I believe, bro. Oh, and they don't know. They don't know about the... No, they have to know about the robot outside. They have to. Hey, what's this? All these buttons have pictures of food on them. Give up already. Everything on this island's a sham. That reminds me. Weren't the seas around this island freezing? You'd expect this place to have a similar climate, but... What the f... Actually, this is a winter island, but the environment is set to tropical mode in here. With my island aircon invention, you could specify and regulate the temperature of an island right down to the soil. This robot is as big as Kaido. It also is like a little girl with like a jetpack. This is giving me serious, like, again, I keep saying, oh, it's just like old school mecha stuff. Like, this is like Astro Boy. You know, the really big boots. It's a child. It's obviously big, and it can fly with the jetpack. However, the hair is completely different. It looks a lot like a sheep. Like some little floppy ears. You're a hollow thing too, right? If he punches it, and then he just gets bodied. Okay. Okay. She reminded me of Mocha for some reason. I can see that. Oh no, but oh no. Vegapunk did meet them. I would not like that at all, actually. I would not like that. Especially because Chopper's here. That's a scary thought. Oh, I don't like that at all. I hate that. So Luffy got banged into the food machine, and then it starts making a burger. Oh, that's so awesome. Yo, Mick Vegapunk right now. A hamburger meal and a drink came out? Who made it? You could touch it? It's real? I like Bonney being here. It's pretty awesome. She's very fun. Press the next one. Steak, omurice, tonkatsu, cotton candy, cake, ramen, fried chicken, hot dogs. Well, at least you appreciate my work. That's the unmanned cooking device. It can turn raw ingredients into one of 500 unique dishes in under a minute. The make do with what you've got mode is the best. But I can't be too happy since a lack of competent engineers means that this bucket of bolts can't be mass produced. Is following the blueprints so damn hard. Okay, this girl is very angry. Oh. Huh. She punched the monster, but the monster's not real. That's weird. I'm not gonna ask right now. It really pisses me off. This island aircon is in the same damn boat. Its sensors can monitor living creatures, and it could tame the weather if we just had a bit more money. There are endless ideas, but not enough resources. This is very Vegapunk. Like, clearly... Okay, so it seems like these, like, Vegapunk squad people are, like, aspects of their personality itself. It's pretty strange. Because, like, clearly, this is something Vegapunk would very clearly say, you know? Because Vegapunk, at least in my opinion, is all about the science and pursuing what's the future. You know, this is the most sci-fi random crap ever. Like, I feel like this has to be something he'd actually say, or they'd actually say. So it's just, like, what are these things? Are these actual characters, or are they, like, parts of his personality? Because I kept saying, you know, he's Mr. House. He's, you know, sort of this ambivalent, you know, agent sort of figure. But this is very interesting to me. She punched a hologram, and Bonnie's still getting food. That's awesome. Wait, no, Bonnie shook, and Luffy's still getting food. Even better. Of course, my photonic gloves make it possible to physically interact with light. Oh, this is... Yeah, that's some Kizaru stuff right there. Sanji is gonna... Yeah, I just saw the messages. Sanji's totally gonna see them. If not, I wonder why Vegapunk needs photonic gloves, but then again, why does he have half stuff exactly? He probably just made them because he could, you know? Hi! Perception shapes your sense of reality. Who? Huh? I'm confused. Is this girl real? This is P29, maybe? So there's so many of these. There's going to be so many of these robot things. All with different abilities and stuff. Cool. Perception shapes your sense of reality, but touching of projected objects that turns that on its head, doesn't it? Huh. So that girl isn't real? Debates on what makes something real are as old as time. It's something you'll have to decide for yourself, but I consider the matter settled. So, just what are you? Me? Just your resident scientific genius for hire, Dr. Vegapunk. Yeah, okay. These are all, like, aspects of Vegapunk's personality. This has to be what it is. Because the one earlier, Shaka, is called Logic, and then this one, I didn't read the name, but I saw Wrath. So it's like aspects of his personality. Atlas. And it's called Atlas, of course, because it's, you know, swole and strong. Makes so much sense. I really like the ears. The sheep ears add a lot. Oh, this is number 6. Oh, and it's got a little tail. That's fun. And, no, that's probably the background. Never mind. What the hell? That's a total lie. Because Bonnie's like, yeah, nah. You're Vegapunk? I heard that name. Kobe told me all about you. Yo, Kobe. Shouts Kobe. Oh, Luffy doesn't know about Kobe. Oh, boy. That's going to be a fun reveal. New world. World government ship. Okay. So, what now? Okay. Okay. We have Kaku, Stussy, and Lucci right now. Just keep listening, Lucci. Vegapunk is technically still an individual, but his genius is second only to his busyness. When there's not enough time, you say that you're as busy as a beaver, right? Well, imagine if there were more than one beaver. That was his grand idea, to split up into 6 people. Oh. So he did literally do this. Okay. In other words, all 6 of these satellites are also Dr. Vegapunk. Lilith is evil? So he's evil? Excuse me? Makes sense. Lilith demon. Okay. Makes sense. And I'm the weird one for thinking that sounds impossible. Geniuses are such a pain. This is a Mr. House thing. There's no way in the world that this is not some Mr. House type, like, bro. There's no way you can just put yourself into 6 people and not just be, like, in a coma or something. Like, I don't know. Vegapunk is smart. But this is clearly, you know, something up. Something's up right now. Kuma's here. Okay, Kuma is a seraphim right now. Kuma has the angel wings. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is... Okay. He doesn't have the hair, but he has the black Lunarian wings. That is fascinating. Also, I really like that Stussy has a mask near her. Okay. But before Kuma, I'm going... Okay. So before Kuma, let's get back to this. We have logic, evil, flair. That's yeah, wisdom, desire. Desire. That's interesting. Edison makes sense. Pythagoras. These are all like sciencey kind of names. Cool. Yoke. I have no idea what or yoke. Yo, Vegapunk is yoked. Awesome. In short, our assignment is to return this problem child back to Egghead Kuma. Then, while taking care not to damage any of the lab's precious assets, we're to eliminate every last Vegapunk? What? So we're meant to kill the single most useful man in the world. I wonder if this is something due to the recent Leloucia incident. Someone with instincts like yours should know better than to question these things. Agreed. Don't get us in any hot water, Lucci. Oh my god, this is the Luffy-Lucci rematch. This is crazy. Okay. So Lucci this is happening right now? You're serious. Oh, there's a bunch of notes. It could be York. Okay. I'm looking at the color. Oh, this color page is awesome. With CP0. That was awesome. Alright, I'm reading the rest now. Lilith, the name of a fictional second dark moon. Second, number 2. Makes sense. Atlas, mighty strength. Yep. York, constellation. Edison, duh. Pythagoras. Oh, they're all related to the moon. That's kind of neat. Well, not all of them. Actually, no, I think they all are related to the moon. Really? Ah. Oh, Shaka is the Japanese name for the original Buddha. Well, that's going to be clearly an important figure in this story. Let's see. Yeah, all of these are related to the moon. That's kind of neat. If, you know, this is obviously someone's speculation, but this is cool. I like this idea. So this is a lot right now. So Dr. Vegapunk is... All the names feel a little random. The moon feels like a reach IMO. I can see that. I can see it. Atlas, I think some of them make a lot of sense. Like Atlas is strong. Makes sense. Shaka, if this Buddha thing is real, then that makes a lot of sense for logic. But Pythagoras wisdom, that makes sense. I don't know who Yoke is, but that could be something. I don't know. I do like the names. The names are neat. But the moon thing could be a reach. I agree. This is crazy. So Vegapunk is 6 people. So Vegapunk is 6 people. That means that there has to be a specific reason, probably because they got too old. It would be really cool if Vegapunk... I don't know. Because I want to say that Vegapunk made just the logic one at the start, and then, you know, use that to make the other ones, but I don't think that would be true. I feel like he made all 6 for sure at the same time, and then did some weird sort of taking his brain into the Matrix or whatever, the cloud, something like that. Because this is the most sci-fi we've ever gotten One Piece, without a doubt. Like, we're talking about this dude being 6 people at once. This is fascinating, though. Like, really, really strange. I wonder if because this Atlas one looks really young, and obviously representing, Wrath has some aura of immaturity, stuff like that. And it makes sense that they're, like, young, which I think is cool. And the Lilith one, being the second one, could be, relatively old. We don't know how old they are. And then the logic one, I assume, is the oldest. It'd be cool if they have sort of descending age thing along with their descending number. That would be cool. But this is crazy. Oh my god, but Luffy, this could be Luffy versus Lucci too. Like, this is so unexpected so far. The Bonney Kuma stuff, that was awesome. This whole weird world building stuff, really cool. It's just so it's fun. It's genuinely just really fun. And I thoroughly enjoy it. Like Oda really, wanted to get here clearly because like it's just the most out of left field stuff you can get to. And not only that, it's going to be Luffy Lucci, round 2. This is going to be crazy. Oh my god. This cover story is also really interesting as well with the Kuzan stuff. But I do genuinely think that alright. So I'm obviously let's talk about the agenda right now. I'm having a Sarazawa agenda, The Sarazawa agenda. Sarazawa, at the end of Godzilla, sacrifices his own life to save people from Godzilla. Now, Vegapunk sacrificing his physical form to turn into these other 6 beings to get more stuff done, that seems sort of similar. Sort of. And I get it. That's a bit of a reach. But now, let's look at this chapter again. We see a literal giant monster. A literal giant monster that breathes a flame breath thing. Now, I get it. That could be unrelated. It could be. But it's the fact that they're together that makes it seem, a bit more plausible. Thank you for the sub, Ryo. Let me see this real quick. So you think it's age range rather than power level, or maybe the most important aspects of Vegapunk's personality. Like I would assume someone like Vegapunk would definitely value logic over everything else. I agree with that. Maybe it's relating to, again, yeah, I agree with that. What's most important to Vegapunk? However, I think wisdom would have been much higher if that's the case, unless evil is actually a sort of misinterpretation of it, and it's actually more so like, but I don't know. See, like, I feel like Vegapunk's a decent person, At least that's my viewpoint. They just care the most about the advancement of science. And this idea of evil isn't actually really evil. It's sort of like, mischief, something like that, like a childlike whimsy, if, that makes sense. Because when we look at Lilith's writing, the evil definitely throws a wrench in things for me. I agree. But when we look at the way Lilith is written, they're really fun, Precisely. They must have a heap of treasure, like they're just out for sort of the the thrill of it. However, Lilith is very, prideful, very arrogant, which might explain the sort of way they speak, where they talk this way because other people won't understand them and they'll view themselves as literally smarter and better than them. That could be cool. But it's just fascinating. There's a lot going on right now. And I just can't get over this. I really want to talk to people about this Sarazawa theory again. Like, I think this has a lot of potential right now. Like, a lot of potential. Because it's just like, are you serious? Like, there's a literal fire-breathing lizard monster thing in the chapter, and we have this idea of a scientist sacrificing his body, it's just like, I think there's a lot of potential there. Oh my god. But genuinely, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this chapter. I mean, not chapter. The arc to come. Told you your theory wasn't dead? My theory might be more alive than ever, bro. They showed a Godzilla creature. They literally did. Now, I'm trying to think of how I can word this to push the agenda. Because don't get me wrong, the agenda is like, I think it's full steam. I think we're full steam on this Sarazawa agenda. But like I want to be that guy. But like, in one of the later Godzilla films, they took the corpse of this, of the monster and reanimated it into a machine, which is kind of like what Vegapunk's doing with these devil fruits into the monsters. Like, not to be that guy, but that's a bit similar. And I'm going to push it, and it'll be the most reach crap ever, but I don't care. Because I think it could happen. I do think, though, that this idea with the Mr. House idea is true. The Mr. House idea is undoubtedly true because of this, like, oh, I split my personality apart. This dude is in some sort of, like, deathbed type thing. This is your raid gonna fit? No. Because, like, I'm not gonna be angry if it's not. Like, this is just, like, the most minor thing. It's literally a character design. It's just like, oh, I want Vegapunk to look like this guy so bad. And, you know, I do. I really do. And, you know, and now that I'm thinking about it, if Vegapunk is old, right? He's old, you know? You know what happens when you're old? You could lose an eyeball. And you'd have to wear an eye patch. You know, I didn't even think about that. But, like, you know, when you're old, you know, your eyes could be bad condition. Maybe he was a bit too close and some sparks went into his eyeball. And then, yeah, he's the eye patch character because Serizawa in Godzilla had an eye patch. This is all I'm saying. Like, a lot of this stuff, and Oda, he always makes sure the pirate characters, the ones with those specific pirate things, are really important. And I'm cooking, dude. This theory has been in the pot for years, not years. At least over a year. This was the reason I started my channel. This Vegapunk theory. So if this comes true, I am genuinely, like, really excited. Like, oof. Yeah, I'm just, if it comes true, I will be the most vindicated person ever. Because, like, a lot of my thoughts have come true. Like, did I originate a lot of them? No, it's just like I believe this firmly, you know. Like the Buggy Yonko thing. You know, I didn't think of it clearly. A lot of people probably did. But I think this Vegapunk thing, I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about. This Vegapunk Serizawa thing. I think this is my genuine, like, this is my theory. Like, I've never heard anyone talk about this. And if it comes true, I will be so happy. Because I literally was like, it's definitely thank you. I appreciate that. And it all started because of the episode. It actually just recently got animated. It was when Big Mom... Oh, yeah. So there was an episode. It was just animated. And it was with Big Mom doing the combined attack. And the combined attack, it was with Hera, Prometheus, and Napoleon. And it was called the Mazer Cannon. Now, One Piece is, you know, a really, really long series, so a lot of stuff happens in it. But the Mazer Cannon is a reference directly to Godzilla. And now this has never happened before in One Piece, which is shocking. Which is really shocking to me that it's never happened before. And then now, around the end game, you know, when Vegapunk is soon to be introduced, like really soon to be introduced, we're getting our first Godzilla reference. Like, dead on, like, this is a thing from Godzilla. So I was like, okay, well, that's huge. This could be, you know, a thing. Because I always had, like, a little headcanon. Like, oh, Vegapunk, it would be cool if he looked like Serizawa. Because he's an actor from around the same period as all the admirals. He is a scientist. It would be really cool if Oda made this character who's a scientist who works for the world government, like all the other admirals, have that sort of actor kind of thing. Now, I know that's kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird. You know, why have this person who's not an admiral keep up with that sort of 60s actor caricature, you know, character design? But I realized that other characters have always been doing this the entire time. Like Frankie is, you know, Jim Carrey's character from Ace Ventura. You know, Hawkins is Marilyn Manson. Like, this is just a thing that Oda does. So it doesn't necessarily need to click in with the admirals. I just thought that would be a neat connective tissue since they both work for the world government, the Marines, you know, etc. So, the main reason I thought it would work for Serizawa is that I always thought Vegapunk would be a good person because he took care of Kuma. He let Kuma do his final wish, even though he didn't really need to. He just kind of respected Kuma and allowed him to protect the Sunny for all those years before he had to do anything else. So I'm like, okay, he's a decent person. Serizawa's a decent person. Serizawa didn't want to help the Japanese government create this weapon to stop Godzilla because, oh my god, if this weapon could be used for war and it'll be terrible. But he wanted to advance science. And this is the thing. Vegapunk, I think, also wants to advance science, but he doesn't care about, the government itself, which is why this evil thing has me even more convinced now. Like, this is something he doesn't truly believe in. I mean, to be fair, the world government's pretty evil, but you get what I'm saying. Overall, I think that these two have a lot of connective tissue. And specifically with this, we learn that Vegapunk has sacrificed his his or hers physical form in order to make these 6 things. At the end of Godzilla, Serizawa sacrifices his physical form to, kill himself to make sure that the Japanese government doesn't get his blueprints to make this weapon to kill people anymore and destroy Godzilla. And coincidentally, there's a Godzilla-like creature in this chapter. And that's really it. There's more to it. I think that the sci-fi thing is very strong right now. So maybe something there. But that's really all I have for the theory. It's nothing crazy. Like, there's no, like, oh my god, and this, number theory, stuff like that. No. It's something I like. I think it's really cool, and I would like it if it happened. And the eye patch character would be really cool. And it would be a cool twist because Vegapunk is not a pirate. He's a scientist. Do you think Vegapunk is going to warn the government like Serizawa does with radiation? I don't know at this point because we haven't met the rest of the Vegapunks yet. I think that let me go back to the dialogue so I can say it word for word. And it could tame the weather if we just had a bit more money. There are endless ideas but not enough resources. I think that was a very on the nose thing. Like, that is what Vegapunk wants. Vegapunk wants to advance science. And honestly, Vegapunk we know is a good person as well because he was talking to Caesar like, oh, this weapon's dangerous. We have to turn this off now. It's going to hurt people. And he took care of Kuma and the children. We know he's a good person. But do I think he's going to warn the government about something bad happening? I don't actually know. That's the thing. The revolutionaries, I much more believe he would help because I don't think he actually cares about the world government. I think he cares about science itself. So maybe that's why he likes Kuma, because Kuma allowed himself to become the cyborg and allowed Vegapunk to experiment. That could be really cool. The characters referencing sci-fi and space in this chapter is actually so hype. I definitely agree. I think it's really, really sick. And I'm just really glad we got some cool stuff that happens with, not just this Vegapunk reveal, but the setting itself. It's so creative and interesting. Like, there was literally a Mario block in here. Like, I don't get why, but it just goes to show, like, how even though there's all this untapped, unimaginable scientific stuff, it's still very childlike and innocent, unlike a lot of the other scientists we've seen in the story so far, which I think is really cool. But yeah, that's like my Serizawa theory as well. If you are intrigued, I might make that like a separate clip, like reevaluating the Serizawa thing. I think it has a lot of steam. Like, I think this has been adding to it more and more, which I think would be really cool, obviously. But I don't know if Vegapunk's alive necessarily, like his physical being is alive, if we're going to hear Vegapunk himself talk. But I would like to. We're going to see him, obviously, but I would like to hear him speak, which I don't think will be possible. I think it'll be a bit difficult to do that if he's not, just flat out dead. He might be an AI thing, which would be cool. I also really like the line earlier from the Wrath Vegapunk. Debates on what makes something real are as old as time. It's something you'll have to decide for yourself, but I consider the matter settled. Like, that was really cool to me. I really like that line. I don't know why, but but it feels very powerful for a very early character line. You know what I mean? That feels like some end of arc, we're about to defeat the villain level dialogue that we're getting from a character we just met and we didn't even get their name yet. It's a very grand entrance. Why do you think CP0 would kill Vegapunk now of all times? I think because he knows too much. He knows too much. It's what I said, like exactly what I said about the Serizawa thing. Serizawa killed himself so the government wouldn't get the blueprints. Now I think Vegapunk is going to get killed because he knows too much. It's sort of like a cool inversion of that idea. Yes, I'm pushing this agenda still, and I mean, I don't really care. I mean, it's just obvious setup for Vegapunk to switch sides if he hadn't already. I agree. And that's why Vegapunk is going to be the good scientist helping the real good guys, which is us, the Straw Hats. The world government might have found out that he is allied with the Revs. Exactly, because he helped Kuma. He didn't need to help Kuma, but he did, which means he's not fully on their side, and they can't use him. But they did already. They already used him for all he's worth. I don't know. I think it's a cool inversion of the Serizawa sacrifice thing, you know? Serizawa sacrificed himself so the government couldn't get what he knows, and now the world government is going to kill Vegapunk because they already have what he knows. I don't know. I'm pushing it really hard, obviously, but I don't really mind. Not gonna lie. Oh my god. But yeah, I've been going for pretty certain 50 minutes. Obviously, my timer is different than what it would be, but yeah, I am hoping to do some discussions on this chapter down the line. I'm really, really invested in the Serizawa thing. Obviously, like this is my One Piece theory. I'm not gonna hate One Piece if it doesn't come true. I'm not like those theorists, but genuinely, this could be huge. This could be really huge. This is something I've been wanting for basically ever since I got into the series. I'm like, this could be great, and I think it has potential and some legs. And now things are picking up steam. Vegapunk, we're on his island, we're on everything. Could be awesome. But yeah. Got to thank everyone who came in. Ryo, Edens. That was really enjoyable. Thoroughly enjoyed this chapter. And to all the people who watched this and stuck around for like almost an hour of me gushing about this chapter and theorizing and having all this cool discussion, thanks. And hopefully you enjoyed me rambling. And if you think the theory is cool, that's awesome. I really hope you enjoy it. And hopefully it comes true. Actually, such a good chapter. I agree. This was really enjoyable. Really good world building. We got some sick reveals with Bonney and Lucci showing up. That's going to be awesome. Vegapunk. Great theory and great stream, man. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. And with that, I'm going to end the stream right now. If you enjoyed, all this, consider checking out other videos on the channel because this is going to be uploaded as a VOD, So if you do that, I'll actually link the Vegapunk theory in the card thing up there if you want to check it out. It's the reason I started a YouTube channel. It's like, this is what I want to show the world. Like, this is it. Here. One Piece. Do it, please. And hopefully One Piece does do it. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed. And if you did, again, consider checking out the channel. And have a good one.